There is a special list of names that have been woven into the fabric of Wichita because of their contributions to its history. Among those names, Chandler is one that has made an enduring mark through its 4 generations of exceptional leaders, not just as founders of the largest independently owned bank in Kansas, but also because of their constant service to their community. To those who know the man who carries that family legacy forward today, he is not Charles Q. Chandler IV. He is simply Charlie. It was Charlie's great-grandfather, CQ II, who got the family started in the banking business.
Being a young, enterprising man, he ventured out to Elk City, Kansas in about 1884. He was 18 years old and opened his first bank with the help of his uncle. And he was quite the entrepreneur and actually had banks in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado.
Charlie's grandfather, Charles J. Chandler, saw the bank through the booming post-war years, spearheading much of the consumer lending that changed Wichita into a thriving community. And when Charlie's father, CQ Chuck Chandler III, took the reins in the 60s, he began a major initiative in support of small business. He also strived to make banking more convenient for customers. At that time, young Charlie was starting an enterprise of his own.
The first job was throwing newspapers for the Wichita Eagle and Beacon. My dad said he was okay with it as long as I understood that he was not going to get up and throw newspapers in the morning. If I took the job, it was my job. I did that job for 5 years till I was 17, and he never had to get up and throw a newspaper. He was a remarkably wise man, great dad.
Charlie attended Kansas State University, which marked the beginning of a lifelong allegiance.
He's a huge supporter of K-State. He's also done a lot of things for the other universities in the state, KU and WSU. It's just that he does have purple blood that came at an early age.
In addition to earning his business administration degree, Charlie spent his years at Kansas State discovering his great love of flying and a greater love for his future bride.
I worked as a bartender in Aggieville. The reason I did it really was so I could make money, so I had enough money to rent airplanes. That was a benefit when I started dating Marla. We hadn't been dating long at all before I flew her to Wichita for dinner. She liked that. That was a good ploy.
Marla's the love of his life. He just lights up when he sees her, when we're together. If him and I are somewhere and he's calling her on the phone 5 times a day, just wanting to check in, see how she's doing. They just make a wonderful pair and have for all these years.
If there was a single philosophy that was handed down through the Chandler family, it was that banking is not about money. It's about people, their aspirations, and the good a bank can do when it helps to turn dreams into reality. It's a philosophy Charlie leads with today.
To learn all these new businesses that the customers come up with and to watch them develop them, watch them grow, and just say, wow, isn't that cool? And to feel like I have some little involvement in that. So it never gets boring. There is always a new mousetrap to be invented. And one of our customers is probably inventing it right now. That makes it exciting.
Whatever other qualities define a successful business person, a leadership style or vision or whatever, the most important, most fundamental issue is really integrity. And Charlie, in fact, the Chandler family would be a good substitute for the word integrity.
I've been involved with the Chandlers for many years. As a matter of fact, I've served on the board with 3 generations of Chandlers now. I think there's a difference and evolution that has led Charlie to be more aggressive, and that may in large part be because of the times he is in. They are faced with much greater political and economic uncertainty, and in the face of that, under Charlie's leadership, INTRUST has continued to succeed and grow.
If Charlie were not doing what he was doing, he could certainly be a professional pilot. He really enjoys it and he's very good at it.
Besides flying, another of Charlie's favorite pastimes is a hobby he shared with his dad, collecting and restoring cars. But Charlie would be the first to tell you what is most important in his life.
My family. That's easy. I mean, my kids. And we do have the most beautiful granddaughter on earth at this point. But clearly, family.
Charlie's a passionate father. He loves his kids. He'll read me some of their texts and just die laughing, and I didn't even find them funny.
I don't think I've ever seen Charlie happier than when he was chauffeuring his daughter Alex and her groom from the wedding to the reception in a classic Rolls Royce. I mean, it's like he'd died and gone to heaven.
Although both his parents endowed Charlie with a deep sense of community responsibility, his mother, Georgia Chandler's energetic volunteerism was especially influential.
She was working as a volunteer at the Wichita Art Museum when I was very young. She'd take me with her when she was going over there to give tours, and I knew every painting in the place. I just saw those opportunities for volunteerism through her as well as my dad when I was very young.
Charlie, if he makes a commitment to an organization or a community event, you can be assured he's going to give it his all. He's done that in so many projects.
He's a short list guy. He is on everybody's short list when there's an important issue to resolve, when there's a campaign to undertake, whether it's K-State or the Chamber or the Boys and Girls Club campaign or whatever. Charlie's one of those guys that brings energy and enthusiasm to everything he does.
The Chandler family has always felt that the bank has an obligation to advance the enterprising spirit of Wichita. And as the city entered the new millennium, an opportunity presented itself that was so big it could fill an arena.
I don't know, I can't tell you when I first started to have real pride in Wichita, for example. I'm in the state of Kansas, but maybe it was born in me. And I've always loved it here. And as a result, I recognized very early in life that it wasn't going to be the place that I wanted it to be if I didn't help.
I think Charlie is uniquely qualified for an award called the Uncommon Citizen. It is, to me, a combination of doing everything well in whatever you do as a business person or as a community leader or just as a good friend and somebody that you can always count on.
I have long believed that Koch Industries should both remain private and headquartered in Wichita. And Charlie, I know, has had the same feelings about INTRUST. And that alone makes him an uncommon leader in Wichita of a major business.
We dove off the coast of Costa Rica in shark-infested waters and found ourselves sitting on the bottom of the ocean on a sandbar down there with sharks circling us. And I just figured I had to outswim Charlie and I'd be safe. So, but we've had so many joyful times. Just amazing, just a true friend.
His faith in individual people to do what is right, support of the best this community has to offer, and love and support of his family and his friends is only exceeded by his faith in God. And I know that for a fact. And I'd say, Charles, my friend, you have always been an uncommon citizen, and you always will be.
The essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Our chief want in life is someone who shall make us do what we can. This is the service of a friend. With him we are easily great." Perhaps that's the best way to understand the great gift Charlie Chandler has for both being a friend and being a banker. In both roles, he is always believing in, always advocating for the best in every person his life has touched. With him, and because of him, we are easily a much greater Wichita.